You good? Do you want me to start? Do you want me to start?
Yeah, do it.
For the first time ever. What
is
going on, everybody? I am DZAN, and I totally fucked it up. I am DZAN and Dirty. This is why.
What is up, everybody?
Jesus,
it is
man.
Dirty and DZAN coming at you. Let's hit it. Let me get these in here.
Guys, it's episode 39.
Right.
You think we would have our shit together by now. Today is April 6th, Wednesday for you, Friday, April 8th.
It's almost like we just started in the middle of talking, which is exactly what we did.
Jesus, man. You know what, Dirty? I'd be remiss if I didn't start off by congratulating us personally, and also that we kind of suck because we didn't like really recognize this the past couple weeks. 3 weeks ago, was it?
No.
300? We hit our year, Dirty. Yeah. We hit our first year.
Oh,
our first year. I believe it was March 11th. Yeah. We hit our first year.
Been a year?
And we didn't even celebrate. We didn't even bask in our own glory. We're about a month over from our first year.
Most relationships in my life have lasted less than a year. So,
and you know what, Dirty?
Big feat.
I'm here to the end with you, buddy. I'm here.
Love you, brother.
Let's get into it. Let's not make things any more awkward. Guys, here we go. Okay.
I might start crying.
Here we go. We have to talk about International Fight Week. We have to.
Okay, let's talk about it.
First week of July. If you guys remember, Dirty, if you remember last week, I made a bold statement and I said Stipe versus John Jones, interim light heavyweight.
I got a feeling there's a lot of back padding coming our way, guys.
Oh, no. More like adding onto that. That's still happening, Dirty D. That's still happening. But you know what else is happening?
What's that?
Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor.
Yes.
3.
Yes.
That's gonna happen.
There you go.
Going down.
Not Camaro, huh?
No. Listen, I love Conor more than most things in life, but he doesn't want it. He doesn't need that. He doesn't want that.
He
doesn't want that. No, he doesn't want that.
Get away. I wish somebody would just kind of grab him and just say, dude, we love you, but this one here, run away from this as fast as you can.
Delete that tweet. Yeah. Take the page out of John Jones' book and delete that tweet right away.
Speaking of John Jones, my goodness,
man. Okay, listen.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of the cartoon, the animation.
Oh, I just saw it today.
Oh,
yeah, pinch of. Yeah, Hamzat. That was God. Anyway, that was a really good one. It was a really good one. Listen, Conor, if you guys like 8 weeks ago, okay, about 2 months ago, we saw this picture of a jacked 194-pound Conor McGregor. Okay, 2 weeks ago, we get training footage where he's boxing, hitting some pads, a lot lighter, more trimmed, slimmed down. I think it's pretty obvious here that he's in camp mode. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on this?
And I think that's where we're at, but I can't help but wonder if there's not something already pretty much close to in the books, because it seems to me, because, like yourself, I'm a fan and I do subscribe to the notorious, what is it called? The YouTube channel.
Mac Life.
Mac Life. Sorry.
Yeah.
I subscribe to the Mac Life. So I see all of these things. It seems like it's really ramping up to a point to where it's almost fight week.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's got to be something already concrete in place.
Yeah. And Uncle Chell talked about it last week on his podcast or his show with Chell, talking about how the rumor right now around the offices this is going down. 3. We're getting Conor and Diaz 3 for International Fight Week.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because of the situation with Nate. Number 1, number 2, Poirier and Diaz. I didn't like that fight.
Me either.
At all. Anyway, I wasn't into it.
Not even when it first came about. No. I thought, I'm not here for it.
I just wasn't. They're just in two completely different life. Yeah.
Completely different trajectories. It's like, let these boys play. This is something that everybody has been waiting for this to just finish this out.
And if this is his last fight,
right,
it's got to be McGregor 3.
It's got to be. Let him get one more big bag before he goes and starts fucking with all the boxers out there. You know what I mean? Before he starts laying out all the Jakes and Logans of the world. But yeah,
Speaking of which, hey, and if I may insert something into this, as you know, I am not a big wrestling fan. I don't hate it. I just never really, well, I should say never. When I was really young, but I haven't really followed WWF, WWC, or WCW, WWE, none of these promotions really. I watched my first WrestleMania in a long time.
Right.
Last Sunday. And I have to tell you, wow.
We're talking about Logan, right? We're talking about Logan right now?
Right now, I'm talking about Pat McAfee.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, we got to talk about.
God.
Okay, let's talk about this, Dirty, because I saw this too. I saw both nights. It was fantastic.
It was.
But yes, Pat McAfee did one hell of a job.
Yeah, I mean,
I love it.
Oh my God. And keeping it real, I knew this was coming because I watch Pat McAfee's podcast every day.
Yeah.
So I knew this was coming, but I didn't think, I thought it was going to be a much more kind of superficial thing.
Right.
I was so impressed with him.
Yeah.
He's been retired for 5 years from being a punter. Right. He's not even like he's a linebacker or something. That superplex off the top rope. Oh man. I
mean, you can tell this man trained for this. He legit took the time and trained for this. This is actually what he loves. He wanted to do this a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of his dreams.
Yeah, the video of when he was a little kid. And
man,
I thought it was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
And I'm not really into that stuff, but that was, and I got to say, I did watch it Saturday night too, because I didn't realize it was all weekend. So I thought Brock was going to be on that night and McAfee and all of that.
Right.
But then I did see Stone Cold on Saturday night. And then he shows back up again. That whole thing was just so epic, man.
So great, man.
I was so impressed. Yeah. So impressed with that. I don't want to put that out there because I've kind of pushed back on it in the past. When somebody brings it up to me. And so I have to keep it real. You know me. And so I'm going to keep it real and just keeping it real. I was into that, man. That was so exciting.
Yeah, me too. 100%. I was jumping up. I was screaming. I was in it. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about WrestleManias. I too, Dirty, have stopped watching. It's been about, 15 years since I've like really followed WWE. You know what I mean? When I grew up watching it, it was the Attitude Era, which really started around 96, 97 and ended around 01. That was probably the greatest time for wrestling for me, and where some of the best characters that we see coming up now, you know what I mean? Showing back up,
Stone Cold and
back in the
Undertaker
late 90s, when you had celebrities like Mike Tyson or anybody that kind of participated back then, it was small spots, a punch here, a push, something to get the fans excited, but nothing too crazy, right? This was so legit. It was
really
fantastic.
It was.
And let's also give the roses out to Logan, because him and the Miz, they did a fantastic job. You would think that Logan was a wrestler. I'm not kidding. It wasn't perfect, but for a celebrity jumping in, he looked like a fucking wrestler. He looked like he was doing it for some time. And
I think that's a perfect home for Logan Paul.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I do. I think it's a perfect home for him, for both Paul brothers. I know that's not going to happen, but I just think that that's where they belong. Yeah. And because they're so dramatic and they've got such a following, all of these things.
They can move a crowd, man. They can move a crowd.
They definitely move needles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, for sure. Even though it was a little on the cheesy side, I still thoroughly, I don't know about you, but I thoroughly enjoyed the Jackass thing.
Oh yes, Johnny Knoxville. That fight was
awesome. And
it was awesome.
Yeah,
I loved it, dude. I screamed so loud. Me and my wife both. We screamed so loud when he fucking lifted the guy up and whoop. Yeah, we fucking jumped up and screamed. That is what WrestleMania does. It makes you feel like you are a kid again, watching what you loved as a kid, which was wrestling. You know what I mean? And that's why I continue to here and there WrestleMania. That's what I'll watch. You know what I mean? I'll watch it like the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like it's a Super Bowl of wrestling. I'll always catch the WrestleMania.
Just as a heads up, guys, the title of this episode is going to be very long-winded. So if you're wondering why, when you read it, when you open it up, you'll see why. It's all over the place, but it's cool. That's what we do.
It was fantastic, man. Vince McMahon's old ass getting in there and
I'm
wrestling.
So glad you brought that up. Yeah, I wanted to bring that back up. Dude is jacked.
Oh, and he's been jacked for a long time.
I know, man.
And I knew it too, and my wife didn't know this.
Old.
So my wife didn't know that he had muscles, right? And I knew that he at least had muscles. So when he ripped off his jacket and he started unbuttoning his shirt, she's like, "Oh my God, we're gonna see saggy old man." And I was like, "Oh no. Watch, he's ripped." And she's like, "What?" He took it off. She's like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Oh yeah."
This chest is fucking huge.
Picogrammed out, bro.
Yes. Yes.
It's got all kinds of picos. It's got all kind of picos. Oh yeah.
John Jones would be proud.
Oh yeah, little pinch of salt. What was that? Pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt. Yeah. In a pool.
All right. In a pool. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
all right, but yes, that was fantastic, man. What a great show. Yeah, I'm glad you got to catch that too. I'm glad we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some real fights. Oh, wait,
right.
real quick. Let's add this in there real quick because I thought it was so funny and it just warmed my heart. I remember as a kid watching wrestling, and you get so invested and it just feels so real. My son, okay, he's 5 years old. He doesn't really watch wrestling, but he watches fights with daddy. All right. Okay. So he knows UFC. All right. There was a promo with Edge and AJ Styles. Okay. Where Edge dragged his limp body over a chair and then grabbed another chair and slammed it over his head. And they were playing this crazy music and he was laughing so wickedly. My son got fucking terrified and begged me to turn the TV off because this was too violent. And I said, he said, "Daddy, it's too violent. Turn it off. And he felt weird looking at the TV and he's laughing. He's just laughing. And he hit him so hard in the head. I'm like, son, this is all fake. It's not like the fights that we see every week where they're really hitting each other. They don't really hit each other. And he's like, so he didn't really hit him with that chair. I was like, no, he hit the other chair and he made it sound like he hit him in the head. He's like, let me see that. Go back. Go back. He didn't believe me. And he's like, I want to see that. And I was like, that just reminded me of when I was a kid. And I was just like, no, oh my God. And just like so into it. And it was just, yeah. So I got to share
my first thing with that was a hockey game. It was a bench clearing brawl. And there was a guy hitting another guy over the head. They didn't wear helmets at the time. With his stick over his head. I was like 5-6 years old. And I remember there was blood all over the ice. That's all I remember was the guy hitting the other guy over the head. Didn't have a helmet on. And there was blood. There was more blood on the ice than there was white on the ice.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I got to tell you, I had already been playing for about 1.5 years at that point.
Yeah.
I seriously considered quitting.
Like, just fuck this. Yeah.
Because this is what hockey is. Because I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I'm not doing that shit.
I don't want to have to hit somebody on the head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking in my head, just like with your son, you don't have any concept of things.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking, this is how the big guys play hockey.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to put myself through that. I don't want to make those kind of decisions.
Yeah, I was 5 years old, man. Shit. It terrified me.
God. Oh yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah. Gotta love the child traumas that we go through. All right, guys. Now let's talk about some real fights. As you know, this weekend, UFC 273 and Dirty and DZAN are here to break it down and give you our picks for the main card. Let's get into it. All right, I got mine pulled up. And first thing we got to talk about is Kevin Gastelum. Obviously, he was supposed to fight.
I cannot pull mine up, but
okay. He was supposed to fight Duplessis. Okay. Duplessis. But that fell through. And then he got another guy, Imarov, but then Kevin pulled out. He says he's just not ready. he wants to maybe push it to May 7th with the original, opponent. So I don't know. I don't know how I felt about that one. Kind of bums me out, but Kelvin knows. I mean, all fighters know when, you know what I mean? He's not too prideful enough to be like, oh, I'm going to do it no matter what. No, he's smart. He's like, no, I'm going to take the time.
Don't be stupid about it.
I'm compromised. Yeah.
Hey, Baker Mayfield played last season and he shouldn't have, right?
Should not have.
And now look at the situation he's got himself in. It's not worth it, man.
It's not fucking worth it. It really isn't. When you look at the bigger picture, it's not worth it.
It's your career, because at the end of the day, the Cleveland Browns aren't going to be there for you.
Right.
And at the end of the day, the only people that are going to be there for Kelvin is his family.
Yep.
And probably is some inner circle of people, but
right.
UFC or whoever else, whatever else promotion, they're not going to be there.
Yep.
Do you, man?
So they got replaced with Vince Pitchell. And he's taken on Mark Madsen, which we know Mark Madsen 11-0. Come on. When you hear Vince Pitchell, I don't think I've seen him fight before. I don't know if this is
no
his first
idea
fight.
who that is.
Don't know who that is, but I definitely know Mark Madsen. Let's go, Mark Madsen. I got Mark Madsen.
That's what I got.
that's we'll go with that. All right. Mackenzie Dern, Tisha Torres, and Mackenzie
This is a fight.
Dern.
This is a fight.
This is a fight. Now, you guys, I love me some Mackenzie Dern ass.
Right on, baby.
Want to make sure my wife's in I love Mackenzie Dern. Oh my god, I love Mackenzie Dern, and she's so fucking like pure. Like, does she not surprise you every time she talks? Does she not look like American as fuck? And then she talks, and you're like, oh, I forgot you are Brazilian. Yeah. It's so crazy.
It is funny. Yeah,
it's really funny. But Tisha Torres too, man. Tisha Torres is bomb. I love Tisha Torres. I haven't used bomb in a very long time. That tells you how I feel.
That's true.
About
he
her.
has not used bomb in a long time.
Never. It's been a long time. High school. All right. Who do you got? I got Dern.
I got Tisha Torres.
All right. I like it.
But it's perfect and fitting that we're split, because I think that's what this fight is. I think it's
really is
split.
It really could go either way. I feel the same. Okay. Now we're really getting into it. All right. Now it's really time. Gilbert Burns versus the Chechen Wolf, Hamza Chimaev. Come on. What do you see happening, Dirty? Let's start with you.
Nastiness. I got to tell you, normally in most situations, I would say Gilbert Burns with probably 95% of the roster, 97% of the roster. It comes out until somebody does something with him that shows me that he's human. Until that point, at this point, and it's ironic because when he first came in, I'm like, no, he ain't beat anybody yet. And now I'm like,
it's hard to find somebody that you could think would.
I don't think you want that fire, man.
I don't know, man. I see a lot of violence, man. I see a lot of
violence.
I see him getting after him immediately. I don't see much of a filling out period. I feel like there's going to be a couple strikes and a takedown, and I think it's going to get nasty.
Based on the videos we've been watching, it looks to me like Khamzat has really improved his ground game.
And his striking too with legs has gotten a lot better too. And he's with Darren Till, man. Come on, those legs are going to get nasty too. So it's man, I'm so fucking excited for this fucking fight. I got Hamzat Chimaev, and I'll even say I have him probably in the second round by submission. I'll go. That's what I'm
gonna go knockout in the second round.
Nice. All right. And then we have our title fights, ladies and gentlemen. We finally get closure after a year. It's been a little over a year since Aljo won his title via knee to the face. He got an Actors Guild Award and a title all on the same night.
Bravo, sir.
Yes.
Bravo, sir.
Yes.
Very good acting.
Golf claps.
Very good acting.
Piotr, please, Piotr, Get your fucking, get
There's
your belt back.
listen, if I had $1 million, I promise you I would bet half of it on Petr Yan to knock him through the fucking cage.
Yeah. You know what did worry me a little bit? 4 days ago, we got a
I know.
Did you see Aljo?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Talk about Picos.
Yeah, but I think the last fight was such an anomaly.
Yeah.
I just think that if they fight 90 or 100 times, 99 times, Petr Yan's going to put his head in the rafters.
I mean, it's not even like he was winning that fight to begin with.
At all.
He wasn't even winning that fight.
It wasn't even really close, man.
I think Petr is probably going to go out with a vengeance, and hopefully, this is my hope, first round knockout. That's my hope. What do you see?
I'm going second round knockout, but I do believe it's going to be early.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. It's going to be early. There is way too much venom in his blood right now.
I meant early in the second round.
Oh,
so you're picking first round. I'm really close to that, but I'm going to go into the second. But I think it happens in the first minute and a half.
You think Aljo probably will weather that storm, but not be able to
make it through.
Okay. Right.
And then he finishes them off in the first minute and a half of the
second. All right. I like that. And then we were supposed to get, man, this whole night, a couple of these fights where we were supposed to get, of course, Holloway versus Volkanovski. Holloway had to pull out due to some injuries. And so instead of fighting, Holloway
just destroyed this card, in my opinion.
No, I would say I didn't. Hamzat saved
I wanted to see, no, 100%, 100%. I'm saying from where it was, because
right.
I mean,
on paper, we
know what that fight looks like, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That one's going the distance, and it's going to be a bloodbath.
Back and forth,
if it were to happen.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. But instead, okay, let's not knock the man. The Korean Zombie is amazing.
100%.
But yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from on that, though. Listen, I'm hoping the great retains his title.
He will. Yeah.
I'm seeing a 5-round decision. Volkanovski retains. That's what I see.
I think. I don't think any of these are going the distance.
You know what? Looking at this card, even the Mark Madsen fight, I don't know who Pitchell is, but even the Mark Madsen fight, none of these lineups, none of these fights necessarily look like they're going to go the distance. If I would to have to put money on any of them, I would say this last one with Volk, just because of the fight IQ of Volk, and the knowing how to break down an opponent, and with Korean Zombie just being a fucking zombie, it's very hard to put him away. I just think we're going to get.
Well, what I was going to say, I think the only really truly evenly matched fight we have is Mackenzie Dern and Tisha Torres.
Tisha Torres, yeah.
I think the other fights they're a little lopsided in my opinion. And I realize on paper that's not the case. I get that. But in my mind, that's just how I'm seeing it. I'm seeing a lot of early.
I'm looking at it now, and you're 100% right. You're 100% right. They do look a lot like it's pretty easy to pick, with the exception of the Dern and Torres fight.
And I think there's money to be made here.
Yeah.
In a parlay.
100%.
In a parlay. So yeah.
Oh, those are your favorite. Better put 30 cents.
I hit one last night, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Yep. And I bet $2.
Oh, big money for dirty people.
Paid
big
out
money for
$43.
That's what I'm fucking. What the fuck? Was it hockey? What did you do it on?
It was hockey.
Yeah, man, killing it. Yeah. Dirty right here. Guys, look out. We're gonna have
I should start sharing my picks.
We're gonna have another section right here every week called Dirty's Picks. Right at the beginning of the show, so you guys can get them and put in your picks.
Well, the problem with that is their hockey picks are daily. So I was gonna say, that's what I'm saying. I might do something. Maybe I could do something on Instagram.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
All right, guys.
Metal biker dude, by the way.
Yeah. Now listen, that was the card. All right. It's going to be fantastic. But I think right now,
very exciting.
We need to talk about some music, because we got some exciting shit in music as well.
Dude,
come on. What? Do you want to start it? Come on. Dirty D, start
you know what?
Start us off.
You started the show out today. I guess I'll start out the music.
Yes,
these two things never happen. So I got a message from a very close friend of ours, Michael. And wow, and holy fuck. And I'll let you take it from there.
Snoop Dogg done fucked up. All right. That's the headline. All right. Snoop Dogg done fucked up. So posting on Twitter, Instagram, some new photos of them in the studio working together 4 days ago, saying, the Chronic is back at death row where it belongs. Check out this dude here on the, chicka, right? But behind him, there's a whiteboard. And that whiteboard says Dr. Dre DETOX, with a nice long track list on the left and a couple on the right with some question marks, some parentheses to show the features. Snoop Dogg.
How do you not know this?
Now,
unless
let's get the foil caps on.
Right.
Unless
Dre.
It is intentional.
Right.
Okay.
One of the two. Either way, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're fucking with us, or you're a moron. One of the two.
Listen, M has had very similar rollouts. Okay. This is my, I run a master class in Slim Shady.
He does.
Mathers, Eminem.
He does.
So,
and if you don't know, go watch the videos and you'll see why.
In 2010, he decided to promote his upcoming album Recovery, which was going to be a big breakout album because he had gotten a lot of criticism from his previous work, Relapse, doing, he was just teaching himself how to rhyme again. Okay. So he was kind of thinking of a new way to promote this album. Okay. And what did he do? He used the ShamWow guy, okay, to create an infomercial about all the great uses that you can use with this CD. And it was the Recovery CD. And it was just ridiculous shit. He was like throwing it like a Frisbee. He was doing all kinds of stupid shit. Okay. And that is how they did the rollout. Everybody loved it. They're like, wait, is this real? Is this a thing? Is this just like a joke? And then a month and a half later, we got hit with a track list. It was real. You know what I mean? And then he did it again in 2017 with Revival. He created I
didn't know about this one.
He created an infomercial and a whole website.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know it. Okay.
Like a prescription website. Okay. And it was from popsomepills.com. Okay. Popsomepills.com. Okay. And so it kind of teasing the album. And then we get a track list and then we get the album, right? He stopped doing that once he got criticism again from Revival. Anytime an Eminem track list would come out, you would get the hardcore hip hop fans saying, I want more rappers. You get more mainstream people saying, I love Rihanna's on here. I love Ed Sheeran's on here. I love this, right? You can't please everybody. And when you have that many fans, it's difficult. So what do? You just drop the shit. Okay. So then ever since then, he just drops the shit. Maybe we're seeing a little bit more of that
resurgence,
that old, little bit more just to test the waters. Well, this is an album
thinking outside the box and the whole thing. I like it. I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. This is an album that was supposed to come out in 2004, guys. In Eminem's encore album, on the very last song, he says, and that Dre album is still coming. We gonna make Dre do it. He was referring to DETOX.
Right.
Almost 20 years ago, guys. Okay.
Right. And I just was going to say that, the fact is that let's look at the history of Dr. Dre and let's look at his albums here. And I know, there's some haters for a couple albums, but the reality is that every single one of Dre's albums were musical marvels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Production marvels, like things that can't even be comprehended by most human beings. Okay. And you guys, I've been doing this stuff for a long long time. And I promise you, Dre has forgotten more than I'll ever know. So,
right.
it's just a reality. And so no matter what your feelings about 2001 or whatever, the fact is that every single thing that Dre has put out there has been a marvel, a sonic marvel. And I, for one, can't tell you how excited I am just as a production standpoint.
Yep.
I mean, that I'm going to dissect the fuck out of that album.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
I mean, and there's been, you would have to think that there's probably near 100 tracks probably by now that have been recorded, if not more, for that one album. J. Cole has talked about how you literally, this album is so old and hasn't came out yet that you hear rappers' stories and interviews talking about meeting Dre and going in the studio with Dre 10 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years. And those songs aren't out yet because they recorded them for the DETOX album. Like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, like The Game. That we're going to be definitely talking about that. But all of this shit. And I'm so excited. I really hope that it was, intentional and that this is the start of a rollout. That's what I really, really hope. All right. Spent enough time on that. And we got about 5 minutes left here. So let's end it like this. Okay.
I'm glad I didn't want to say anything, but
I got you.
I was hoping you, okay.
I got you. Listen, single of the week. There's only one, and it's called Yay Not Crazy. Although Kanye is Yay Not Crazy by Joyner Lucas. Joyner Lucas dropped the song and then a music video, and both were fucking dope. Both were amazing.
I'll take your word for it.
No, but
I'll take your word for it.
Take my word for it.
I'll just take your word for it.
Album drops, guys. We got Pusha T, Push and P EP that just dropped. I have not heard these guys. Sorry.
Interesting.
And then we have some more of my more hardcore, strange music fans out there. We got Murs in Miami, which is Recognize and Murs. If you guys don't know,
shout out Michael, by the way.
Recognize, okay, is one half of a group themselves, right? But back in the day, Murs, who was a new rapper on Strange, actually joined their band and made an album called Murs Day. It's one of my favorite albums that came out of Strange Music. And now we're getting Recognized and Murs again, and it's called Murs in Miami. I haven't heard it yet. I'm very excited to get into that album. And then
we all love tech, by the way, guys.
Oh yeah, come on now. D-Day, the Dreamville.
Oh my God,
Gangsta Grill mixtape.
He just told me this right before we started this thing.
Yeah, man. I haven't heard one track yet, but I know J. Cole's on at least 3 of these songs, so I'm very excited to get into that too. Lots of great music, guys, and I will just close this out by saying thank you for supporting us every week. Those of you that watch us on a consistent basis, we love you so much. If you guys love the content we do here and haven't liked this video yet, what are you doing? Scroll down real quick, smash that bitch, subscribe if you are new, and comment down below with everything we talked about. What are your picks? What do you think about this music, guys? Hit us up. Let us know. Dirty, you got
wild shit. No, let's get out of here, man.
Thank you guys so much.
Peace, guys. Love you.